Welcome to my channel, Super Rare Coins. Today is best, top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 1972 United States $1 coin, popularly known as the Eisenhower dollar or simply the Ike dollar, represents a significant chapter in modern American coinage. Struck by the U.S. Mint between 1971 and 1978, the Eisenhower dollar was the first U.S. dollar coin issued for general circulation since the peace dollar ended in 1935, and it was the first non-commemorative circulating dollar coin to feature a U.S. president on the obverse. The coin honors Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, 1953-1961, Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force in Europe during World War II, and a towering figure in mid-20th century American history. Designed by Frank Gasparro, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, the Eisenhower dollar also commemorates the achievements of the Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969, making it a coin that blends presidential tribute with a celebration of American space exploration. The obverse of the 1972 dollar features a left-facing bust of President Eisenhower, based on official portraits but adapted by Gasparro for coinage in a bold, high-relief style. Surrounding his portrait is the Liberty across the top rim and the national motto "In God We Trust" to the left of the profile. With the year 1972 positioned along the bottom rim, the design is straightforward but carries a certain gravitas, capturing Eisenhower's military and presidential dignity. Unlike the smaller denominations in circulation, the Ike dollar's large size, 38.1 mm in diameter, allowed for more detailed engraving, giving the obverse portrait a commanding presence. The reverse design is equally symbolic and draws directly from the Apollo 11 mission insignia. It depicts a bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, descending toward the moon's surface with an olive branch in its claws, symbolizing the peaceful intent of the U.S. space program. Beneath the eagle's talons are the craters and surface detail of the moon, and in the background, the Earth is visible in space. The United States of America arcs across the upper edge, with the motto "E pluribus unum" above the eagle, and the denomination $1 below. This powerful reverse design, also by Gasparro, serves as a lasting tribute to American scientific and exploratory achievement. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar was struck in two main compositions. The standard circulation coin, made from copper-nickel, clad outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, and special collector versions in 40% silver, clad outer layers of 80% silver and 20% copper bonded to an inner layer of 79% copper and 21% silver. The copper-nickel versions were minted at Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver D Mint Mark for general use, while the 40% silver versions were produced at San Francisco S Mint Mark as part of uncirculated and proof collector sets. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1972 Ike dollar is that it comes in three distinct reverse varieties for the Philadelphia issue, known as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3, due to differences in the design of the Earth above the eagle. These differences arose from the mint using multiple master dies and making modifications during the year. Type 1, early 1972, features a flattened Earth with indistinct islands under Florida. This variety is common. Type 2, mid-1972, shows a sharply detailed Earth with accurately placed Caribbean islands. This variety is rare and commands high premiums. Type 3, late 1972, depicts a rounder Earth with slightly altered island shapes. This is the most common of the later strikes in terms of mintage. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar saw the following approximate production figures: Philadelphia, over 75 million coins including the three reverse types; Denver, over 92 million coins; and San Francisco, around 2.2 million 40% silver uncirculated coins, plus about 1.8 million proof coins. Due to its large size and weight, 22.68 grams, the Eisenhower dollar was not widely used in daily transactions. Americans preferred paper $1 bills for convenience. As a result, many Ike dollars spent years in storage at banks or in U.S. Mint inventory, leading to an abundance of high-grade uncirculated coins today. Despite this, the 1972 issue remains very collectible because of its short-lived series, large and bold design, and the distinctive variety differences. Circulated examples generally carry only face value, but uncirculated coins in higher mint state grades, especially MS65 and above, are more desirable. The 1972 Type 2 Philadelphia reverse is particularly sought after, often fetching $100 to several $100s in top grades, due to its much lower mint proof, and silver-clad versions also attract collector interests for their brilliant surfaces and lower mintages. From a historical perspective, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar reflects an era when the United States was both looking back with respect, honoring a World War II general and president, and looking forward with optimism, celebrating the technological triumphs of the space race. It stands as the last large-sized dollar coin issued for general circulation in the United States, before The mint introduced the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979 in an attempt to encourage more public use. While Eisenhower dollars never achieved popularity in daily commerce, they have grown steadily in collector demand, with many hobbyists assembling complete date and mint mark sets, including all the major varieties. In conclusion, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a piece of money. It is a coin that unites American political history, military heritage, and the pride of space exploration. Its large, handsome design, variety, complexities, and availability in both circulation and silver-clad collector formats make it a cornerstone of modern U.S. coin collecting, whether found in an old bank roll, inherited from a family collection, or purchased in pristine condition from a dealer. It represents a unique moment in U.S. mint history and serves as a tangible reminder of America's achievements both on Earth and beyond. Next, the 1977 United States of America $1 coin, popularly referred to as the Eisenhower dollar or Ike dollar, occupies an important position in the final years of large-size dollar coin production in U.S. history. Struck by the U.S. Mint from 1971 to 1978, the Eisenhower dollar was the last circulating dollar coin with the traditional large diameter of 38.1 millimeters and weight of 22.68 grams, making it the heaviest modern U.S. dollar coin issued for daily commerce. The series honored Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, 195319161 and Supreme Allied Commander during World War II, while also commemorating the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing, a dual theme that blended American political leadership with technological achievement. Designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparro, the 1977 Eisenhower dollar maintained the same essential design introduced in 1971. The obverse front depicts a left-facing bust of President Eisenhower, rendered in a dignified, almost stately realism, with the liberty arcing along the upper rim, the motto "In God We Trust" placed to the left of the portrait, and the date 1977 positioned along the lower rim. No other elements clutter the obverse, ensuring Eisenhower's image remains the visual focal point. The reverse back continues to display one of the most distinctive designs in modern U.S. coinage, an adaptation of the Apollo 11 mission insignia. At the center, a bald eagle descends toward the moon's surface with an olive branch in its claws, symbolizing peace. Beneath the eagle are detailed lunar craters and rocky textures, while in the background, Earth is shown floating in space. Surrounding the design are the United States of America along the upper edge, E pluribus unum above the eagle, and the denomination $1 at the bottom. The imagery was meant to embody both the triumph of human exploration and the peaceful aspirations of the United States during the space age. The artistry of this reverse, like the obverse, was the work of Frank Gasparro and was inspired directly by the official Apollo 11 patch designed for NASA astronauts. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar was produced at 3 mints: Philadelphia No Mint, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. The Philadelphia and Denver issues were struck in copper nickel clad for circulation, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The San Francisco Mint produced coins for collectors in both proof and uncirculated formats. All 1977 S coins were copper nickel clad as well. Since no silver-clad Eisenhower dollars were issued after 1976, mintage totals for the year were substantial: approximately 12,596,000 from Philadelphia, 32,983,006 from Denver, and 3,251,152 proof coins from San Francisco. Although these numbers were lower than some earlier dates, the coins remained widely available in circulation at the time, though many were quickly set aside by the public due to their size, weight, and novelty. From a design and striking standpoint, the 1977 Eisenhower dollar does not have the reverse-type varieties that earlier years like 1972 are famous for. However, collectors note differences in strike quality, luster, and surface preservation, particularly between coins intended for circulation and those struck for collector sets. Circulation strikes often exhibit bag marks and softer details on Eisenhower's hair and the eagle's feathers due to the coin's large planchette size and the wear on mint dies. Proof coins from San Francisco, in contrast, feature mirror-like fields and frosted devices, offering a sharp contrast that highlights Gasparro's design in a more dramatic fashion. Economically, the Eisenhower dollar of 1977 circulated during a time when inflation was rising and the buying power of a dollar was diminishing. Despite being legal tender, the coin saw limited day-to-day use, as Americans generally preferred the lighter and more portable $1 bill. Many Ike dollars ended up in bank storage or were hoarded by the public, which is why so many survive today in relatively high grades. This abundance in mint state condition makes the $1,977 affordable for modern collectors, though perfect examples graded MS67 or MS68 by services like PCGS or NGC can bring premium prices. Proof coins from 1977S, especially those with deep cameo contrast, are also sought after for their aesthetic appeal. culturally and historically. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar sits at the end of an era. By this point, the U.S. Mint was already planning to replace the large-format dollar coin with a smaller, more practical version, a change that would happen in 1979 with the introduction of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The Eisenhower series, however, retained a loyal collector following due to its bold-sized patriotic themes and the connection it drew between mid-20th century history and space-age achievement. For many Americans, the Ike dollar evoked the strength and leadership of a wartime general turned president, while also celebrating the technological prowess that had put men on the moon less than a decade earlier. In conclusion, the 1977 United States $1 Eisenhower coin stands as both a historical artifact and a collectible numismatic piece. It is a coin that bridged the gap between the grandeur of America's past and the ambitions of its future. Issued in a size and style that would soon disappear from U.S. circulating currency forever, today it is valued not just for its metal, content or monetary worth, but as a tangible emblem of presidential honor, space exploration pride, and the final chapter of the large-sized dollar in American history. Whether kept in a circulated state as a nostalgic keepsake or preserved in pristine proof condition in a collector's album, the 1977 Ike dollar remains a shining reminder of the United States spirit during the late 20th century. Next, the 1978 United States of America $1 coin, commonly called the Eisenhower dollar or Ike dollar, holds a special place in modern U.S. coinage history as the final year of issue for both the Eisenhower dollar series and the large-size circulating dollar in American currency. Struck from 1971 to 1978, the Eisenhower dollar was designed by Frank Gasparro, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver, to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, the nation's 34th president, 1953-1961, World War II five-star general, and supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe. It also commemorated the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing, blending themes of American leadership, military history, and technological achievement in a single coin. By 1978, the Ike dollar had become a familiar but rarely used coin in daily transactions. Its large size 38.1 mm in diameter and substantial weight 22.68 grams, making it unpopular with the public for pocket change, though it remained widely collected. The obverse of the 1978 issue continues Gasparro's bold portrait of President Eisenhower, facing left with a dignified, straightforward expression. The word liberty arcs across the top rim. The national motto, "In God We Trust," sits to the left of the bust, and the date 1978 is centered at the bottom. The simplicity of the obverse allows Eisenhower's image to dominate, projecting both strength and stateliness. The reverse design is equally symbolic, drawing directly from the official Apollo 11 mission insignia. It depicts a bald eagle in descent toward the moon's surface, an olive branch grasped in its talons as a sign of peace, its wings spread in a dynamic, almost three-dimensional pose. The detailed lunar landscape below features craters and rocky textures, and the Earth appears in the background above and to the left, floating in the blackness of space. Surrounding the image of the United States of America along the upper rim and E pluribus unum above the eagle, with the denomination $1 positioned below. This reverse symbolized the American spirit of exploration, achievement, and peaceful aspiration. And for the final year issue in 1978, it remained unchanged from prior years, a final salute to the series' iconic look. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D mint mark below $1 on the reverse, and San Francisco S mint. Philadelphia and Denver coins were struck in copper nickel-clad composition, with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, for circulation and general use. The San Francisco Mint struck proof coins intended for collectors, also in copper nickel-clad, since the 40% silver-clad Eisenhower dollars had been discontinued after the 1976 bicentennial issues. The mintage figures for 1978 were substantial, about 25,702,000 coins from Philadelphia, 33,012,890 from Denver, and 3,127,781 proof coins from San Francisco. These totals make the 1978 Ike dollar one of the more accessible dates in the series, though high-grade examples, especially those graded MS-66 or higher, are far scarcer and carry a notable premium. While the 1978 issue does not have the reverse-type varieties seen in certain earlier years like 1972, it is still closely examined by collectors for die varieties, strike sharpness, and condition rarity. On circulation strikes, Eisenhower's hairlines and the eagle's feather details can sometimes appear soft due to die wear, so well-struck examples with bold definition are preferred. Proof versions from San Francisco often display deep cameo contrast, with frosted devices and mirror-like fields that bring out the coin's full visual impact. These proof coins, when preserved in pristine condition, remain popular among collectors assembling full date and mint mark sets. Historically, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar marks the end of an era. In 1979, The U.S. Mint replaced the large format dollar with the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar, intended to encourage more public use of dollar coins. However, the smaller coin was often mistaken for a quarter and failed to gain traction, leading to nostalgia for the Ike dollar's bold, hefty feel. The 1978 issue, therefore, stands as the last of the big, circulating U.S. dollars, a series that connected the post-war American presidency to the space-age triumphs of the late 20th century. Many 1978 Eisenhower dollars were stored in bank vaults, or hoarded by the public upon release, explaining their availability today in uncirculated condition. Circulated examples generally trade for a little more than face value, but coins in superb gem mint state or proof-deep cameo grades can command much higher prices, especially at auction. Culturally, the Eisenhower dollar series has grown in collector esteem since its discontinuation, appreciated not only for its patriotic dual themes but also for its position as the last large dollar coin in U.S. circulation. The 1978 issue, being the closing chapter of that series, has symbolic weight, represents the final farewell to a coin size that had existed since the silver dollars of the 19th century. For collectors, owning a 1978 Ike dollar, whether struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, is owning a tangible piece of that transition in American numismatic history. In conclusion, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a piece of currency. It is a numismatic milestone that unites presidential tribute, space exploration commemoration, and the end of a centuries-old dollar coin tradition. Whether kept in circulated condition as a pocket piece, preserved in mint state within a collection, or admired in proof form for its craftsmanship, the 1978 Ike dollar remains a bold, enduring reminder of American achievement and change at the close of the 1970 South. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.